then, I am having a hard time getting myself organized and set up today. Got a little bit of new tech, trying to remember to do old tech, i.e. music. So let's see how this works today. How are you everyone here in the Statter Box? I am Mad Statter. This is Chatter with Statter, and we gather here every Thursday and Sunday at 4:30 p.m. West Coast time, 1:30 p.m. in Hawaii, and 7:30 p.m. on the East Coast. Every place else, you're going to have to do that math because I just don't have the brain power to do all 24-hour cycles. All right, it looks like we've got Sass Squash in the house. Sass, so glad you are here. I have got a little bit of a treat that you might recognize where we're at. And Curtis Nix, aha, good to see you and Sass hanging out. Poppy Shaney, fantastic to see you. Michael Anthony Smith, all right, good to see you're in the house. And let's see here. Well, Sass, you can do your schoolwork, but I will give you a heads up when you need to start paying attention, because there is some things and stuff I did this week that I'm excited to share with you guys. These are all going to be rough cuts that we're going to look at today because I have not had time to do any kind of editing, not even sound removal. But basically, even though I have not been around the last few days on social medias, I have been busy doing things for the social medias, and you guys will get to see just a little bit of what it was that I did. And let's see here, Medium 7 Up, good to see you again. Yes, Medium 7 Up, Devin, and I believe it was Charles, all stumbled upon an accidental live stream I did earlier today. I was testing out some new tech. I've got a new microphone stand, a little boom mic stand here, so my mic's in a new position, and I've got some new lighting, and I was trying to get it all organized, and I forgot to hit the private stream, and so instead I went public. Didn't mean to. Some of us in the HAHAHA gang might be familiar with this kind of story and just who did that too. Speaking of the HAHAHA gang, it sounds like Andy is going to be taking a break. Andy Bumatai for the Daily Pigeon Live is going to be on a break until early October. I want to talk about that later on. I absolutely am supremely bummed that I have been missing those streams the last couple days. And so when I found out that I actually missed his last stream for the time being, I was incredibly disappointed with myself. But I was busy doing things for you, and I've got a plan for how we can all do things for each other. We'll get into that later, though. In the meantime, let's see. It looks like we've got... Okay, so still we've got the same folks in the house. Good deal. Yes, my surfboards are upside down, and you know, hey, Kenny Casey, good to see you. Okay, so I don't know how many folks remember this story, if they've heard this story before, but I'm going to tell you this story now again. So surfboards, they are upside down. I know they are upside down. They're upside down for a reason. Basically, right where I am blocking this picture is a really bright white spot that used to be like right around here next to my face. And the brightness of the canvas was confusing the camera, and the camera didn't know how to interpret lighting, and so my face would end up like super white and blown out on live streams. And so I thought to myself, because I don't know anything about anything, I thought, well, what if I got rid of that white space next to my face? Maybe it would help things. I have no reason to. I literally was just like, I don't know, let's find out. And as it turns out, it actually did help. Do I understand the science of why it helped? Nope. Do I really, do I understand why it helped? No, I don't. But I noticed that it did help, so the surfboards are upside down. No worries though, I have figured out how to create a green screen, and I will be doing green screens pretty soon. And if we're lucky, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a green screen, and then my background will be a bunch of upside down surfboards. I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. It won't be a bunch of upside down surfboards. So But I will actually, but I do actually, I am serious about the whole figuring out how to do the green screen. And I that is, it's one of the things on the list. However, a bigger priority on the list is getting some blackout curtains so all this reflection in my glasses won't be happening as much. Yeah, so that's how that works. And alrighty here. So, Michael Anthony Smith, Curtis Nix, Sasquatch, Kenny Casey, Medium 7-Up, all the folks who are here, Poppy Shaney. I need you to know, or I need to get your feedback here. I am wondering, this is one of the first and few times that I have remembered to turn on the music in the background. And so volume level of my mouth versus the tunes, what needs to be adjusted? Does anything need to be adjusted? Just let me know. I will happily get that stuff adjusted. But according to my monitor, let's see here. Yeah, my monitor mixer, it looks good, but as per the usual arrangement, I'm still not using earphones because technology is not always my friend. Speaking of technology not always being my friend, dude, I recorded hours worth of videos this last Tuesday, and I managed to, I was very excited about my my recordings of the videos, and when I got home, I was excited to download what I had on my phone onto my computer, because what I had on my phone was actually on my phone on phone storage, because my phone doesn't have a SIM card, or not a SIM card, but a a camera card slot like a lot of phones do. Yeah, this phone doesn't. I found that out right before my trip because I went to go buy one, and I was like, I wonder where I put it, and I couldn't find where I would put it. So then I did some research on the internet and I found out there's nowhere to put it. Had I bought last year's model, there would have been a place to put it. But now I bought this year's model, and apparently they upgraded by removing some of their features. Great. So I wanted to get all the video off of my phone because it was literally like my phone was bursting at the seams from memory. And yeah, nothing would transfer to my computer. Well, some things would, but a ton of the videos wouldn't. And so I've spent basically the last day and a half, 2 days, trying to figure out how to get things off of my phone onto my computer. And for the most part, I think I've gotten them all off of my phone onto my computer. One problem, though, is one of the main videos that I was really excited about, I went to go edit, and my editing software is just like, no, we can't do that. We don't recognize that video. No, we're just not going to let you bring it into the software. No. So, there's that. All right, then. So, all right. So, it looks like Sasquatch was asking for a little bit of tunes increase. I'm assuming. And, okay, so I went and I turned the music up just a little bit. And then Kenny Casey was like, a little bit lower with the music, in my opinion. So, all right. And so Curtis Nix is now saying music go down a small kind, going to depend on the song. Curtis, tell me about it. It is going to depend on the song, isn't it? Okay. So I'm going to turn it back down a little bit. Sorry, Sass, you've been outvoted. People said it's too noisy. So I'm going to turn it down just a smidge. And oh, Poppy Shaney, thank you so much. That's right. If you are a subscriber, then no worries about that. But if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And anybody and everybody, if you're liking this video or you like my channel, hit the thumbs up. And if you don't like the channel, well, you can hit the thumbs down. Whatever, it's fine. I'll deal with it. I mean, I prefer the thumbs up, but you know, engagement is engagement according to YouTube. So, all right. So let's go into my music software and turn down the music just a little bit. And there we go. Okay, so in theory, the music has just been turned down a little bit. I don't know if that's true or not. So, because I'm not sure about a lot of things in regards to adjusting the settings and where I adjust them and where they show up. So if the music didn't go down at all after I said I just turned it down, let me know, and I've got a different way to turn the music down, so I'll do it that way instead. Yeah, so there we go. And yes, Kenny Casey is exactly right. Aloha to lurkers and K-Crew. I do enjoy the lurkers and K-Crewers. It is always nice to know that folks are out there listening in, but if anybody has anything to say, if you're K-Crew or lurking, feel free to type in a hello or a K, or just shoot me your opinion on, I don't know, how loud the music is, or if it's not loud enough, or if it's too loud, or whatever. Yeah, so there we go. All right, Michael Anthony Smith, I don't know what you mean by it is, but I'm glad it is it. But what is it? It's it. What is it? Speaking of it, hey E-Music, good to see you. Awesome, we got a K-Crewer showing face. Excellent. I always love that. All right, A Ware. Oh, good to see you. We must be listening to Moon and Jellyfish, one of my favorite Lono tunes written on the album Maui Looks Beautiful from Molokai. Fantastic, Anne. I'm so glad to see you here this afternoon, and I'm so glad that you're taking over the Lono-brarian duties. As per the usual arrangement, all of these tunes you are hearing in the background are done by our musician friend Lono. Lono Music is based out of Molokai, and he is so generous with his works for so many YouTube streamers. Andy Bumatai, Daily Pigeon Live, Photo Luke Hawaii, and me, Mad Statter at Chatter with Statter, all have had the fortune to have the music that you are hearing from Lono donated to us, and that is super important because playing music on a stream, in case you don't know, can cause some issues with copyrights. And unless the copyright holder allows you to use their music, you can get into some trouble. And so having the copyright holder give permission for using their tunes is always a blessing, a super blessing. So let's see here. So, okay, Kenny, you think, yes, the music did turn down. Okay, yes, oh, okay. And the music is at a better volume now, easier to focus on my voice. Okay, I guess that's what we're here for, huh? Me chattering. So let's see here. And where are you doing as best you can with the Lono-brarian duties? I don't know, I think you do some pretty good Lono-brarian duties myself, but that's just me. Curtis Nix, black sheet plastic as thick as you can buy, cheap way to block light, and is lightweight. We use it in video production all the time. Yeah, you know, Curtis, I might just do that. I have some fairly thick navy blue sheets that I don't use anymore. I was thinking of being super ghetto and trying that. My hardware store, oddly enough, also sells blackout curtains. I don't know why, they just do. And they're not that expensive there. But also at the hardware store is that Visqueen black sheet plastic, and I'll bet you the Visqueen is even cheaper than the blackout curtains, and so I just might have to do that instead, because yeah, I mean, why spend more money if I don't have to? So let's see here. Poppy Shaney says, when I was a corporate pilot, the passengers were frequently asking for the temperature to be turned up, then down, then up, then down. I know, right? Yeah, everybody's got their own preferences, and I wish that I had a way. The technology is there. I wish I had the grasp of the technology so I can tune into my mixer to hear what is actually going out and the different levels. Because obviously if we were just playing music and not me talking, then you can just turn the music up and down at will. But the volumes relative to each other matter when you're talking over the stuff, so you know. Hey, Terry Gilmore, good to see you. Let's see here. Okay, so, all right, hold on. Let's go back to what Terry just said. Terry is traveling in Arizona and has taken time out of her vacation to join us here in the Statterbox. And she just fired a glass bowl in a Sedona hot shop, still traveling, and will catch the rerun. Okay, so she just came in to brag about how she's doing glass work. Awesome, dude. I hope that you can somehow post a picture of the glass work that you did on social media because I would be super excited to see that bowl. And frankly, I would be bragging if I were you too, because blowing glass is, that takes some lungs, girl. Okay, so somebody said Devin, and oh, hey, here's Devin. Yes. Okay, hi again. Sorry you're late. What did you miss, Devin? You didn't miss much. In fact, you probably caught more on the accidental stream that you saw earlier today, that I told everyone about. But yeah, I went on a little bit earlier to test out some mic things and test out a little lighting thing, and I forgot to flip the private switch, and so it went public, and so lots of folks were like, hey, and I was like, hey, well, oh, no. Yeah. Anyway, so I hear, though, that Medium 7-Up, I'm so glad that Medium 7-Up and Devin are here. I hear that Medium 7-Up and Devin, I missed it this morning, but I hear that there was some twitching going on during the usual time frame that we gather at Twitch. That would be 9 a.m. West Coast time, 6 a.m. Hawaii time, and noon p.m. on that East Coast. As I mentioned earlier, Andy Bumatai, Daily Pigeon Live, taking a break, so that slot is wide open, and everyone who's used to hanging out with the Hamajang gang has nothing to do at that time, except for maybe we do. So here's the deal. Medium 7-Up, you're already doing a little bit of a stream, right? Devin, it sounds like you hopped in and did a little bit of a stream too. Awesome. So what if, just throwing out this idea, what if a few of us held that spot warm for Andy? And what we would do is maybe 3 people every day would come in and Twitch for 30 minutes. And then, for instance, let's just say Miles would start at 6 a.m. Hawaii time, right? So Miles would Twitch for 30 minutes, and then Miles would do a raid to, say, Devin's Twitch channel, and Devin would Twitch for 30 minutes, and then Devin would do a raid to, say, my channel, and then I would have a 30-minute show. The hour and a half would be over. Then the next day, I don't know, somebody else would do the 6 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. slot, and then or maybe even it would just be the same 3 of us or whatever, but we could have a rotating cast of characters, which could be fun. This is the vision that that has come to me. So Devin, and then me and Miles, I'd be willing to bet that we could twist Lono's arm into a half an hour broadcast, maybe once a week. And let's see here. I think that I'll bet you that even though she would deny it and complain about it and just bitch and moan about it, I'll bet you Shock would do all those things and then do a stream anyway. And you know it would be really funny because, I mean, come on. So anyway, I don't know if you guys are up for that idea, but I'm thinking that, like, if, Rick and Darlene could probably just sit there and chit chat for a half an hour about all their, stories back in the day. I have no doubt that Cindy Krause, I know that Cindy's not here today because she's off doing things and stuff. But basically though, I feel like all of us could handle a half an hour Twitch show, and it would be super awesome for all of us, because then we would learn, we would learn what Andy does and all the things that, and we would all end up with a different appreciation for just what it is that Andy does every day. And I know that we already appreciate what Andy does every day, but this would take it to a whole other level. So that's just my thought. It sounds like, it sounds like Medium 7-Up was thinking about taking 1 day a week. And we could work with that too, right? Devin thinks it would be interesting. So yeah, let's just, think about this. And Medium 7-Up, what was the day a week you were thinking? I have it in my head that you have Tuesdays off, but I also understand that you did a stream today, which is Thursday. So yeah, what day are you thinking? Because yeah, maybe instead of doing the 3 half hours and raids, maybe, you can do a Tuesday, a full hour and a half on a Tuesday. I could do a full hour and a half on a Thursday, and then the other people can do the half hour. I mean, I don't know, whatever. All I'm thinking is maybe we should just keep this slot warm for Andy for when he comes back. And I know we don't know exactly when Andy's going to come back, because October 4th sounds great, but October 6th is when the roof is getting done. So who knows? we'll just have to play it by ear. But this is just what I'm thinking. And so hit me up on social medias, Facebooks, whisper me on Twitch, or shoot me an email at madstatter@gmail.com. And maybe we can formulate an idea, get a little bit of a plan, and get a program and a schedule working out. So, medium 7-Up. Today is Yom Kippur, and your district observes all Jewish holidays. Of course, yeah, the East Coast is all about those Jewish holidays. We don't really do that very much on the West Coast. So that explains why I totally spaced on Yom Kippur being today. So I'll bet you then Tuesdays is the day that you were thinking, as you said. Excellent. Cool. Let's see here. Yeah, Kenny Casey, it's a Hamajang round robin stream, and I think it would be way cool. It was a vision that came to me, and I feel as though it's a vision worth exploring. I'm not sure whether or not it's, it might just be something that we'll talk about and never get around to doing, but I feel like it might be fun. Yeah, Curtis, the Rolling Daily Show sounds fun, but gonna take one. Yes, one okole worth of organizing to a degree, but once folks get their Twitch channels organized, really, I mean, yeah, okay, whatever. Still, though, I think it would be worth trying. And so, if people are interested in that, I really think we should at least try. And sure, maybe we can, we'll do it 3 days in a row and then it'll all explode in our face because it was such a bad idea. Whatever, at least we tried. So hit me up on my socials. Like I said, YouTube, Twitter, MadStatter NSO at Twitter, or shoot me an email, madstatter, all one word, @gmail.com. And Vicky, I have seen you in the chat, but I was so busy babbling that I did not say hi to you. So I'm so glad that you're here catching a live stream. As I mentioned earlier, we are going to be exploring some videos that I took this past couple days. They are completely raw It is completely raw footage, and tech nightmares continue to happen, which is why I have not been able to edit any of these videos. But the videos are still, pretty because they're rainforest videos, and the rainforest videos didn't exactly go as I had planned because I did something that was really stupid, and I'll tell you this right now. I went to the rainforest and I didn't account for the fact that there might be rain. Yeah, I said it. I went to the rainforest and I didn't account for the rain. Now, in my defense, September is usually a very nice month, one of our nicest months. And in my defense, I did plan this trip a couple weeks before the trip happened. And in my defense, on Monday at the coast and on Wednesday at the coast, it was sunny. But on Tuesday at the coast, it rained. Yeah, it rained. So, what we're gonna do is, we're gonna watch a little video where it rained. And Sass, are you watching, Sass? This video is for you, Sass. Oh, yes, sirree. This video is for you. This video is going to drive you a little bit nuts because it's got the windshield wipers, because just remember, you're in the rainforest. Oh, Poppy Shaney. Oh, yeah, you get out of here. I'm so glad that you were able to show face, but yeah, you're getting dispatched to a fire. So, you have a safe flight, and I hope to see you sooner rather than later. Yeah, okay, so Ann Ware says a lot of other Twitch channels have Discord groups that keep the chat going even when their favorite streamer is offline. Yeah, Discord, I do actually have a Discord, but I don't really use it, so I guess you could hit me up on Discord, but I can't guarantee that I'm going to notice it. So yeah, that's just how that works. Yeah, and I was truly mad. I mean, I was laughing because it's like, well, what did you expect? It's the rainforest. But yeah, for some reason I didn't think about that. And yes, Sass, I've got video footage from the way. Okay, so Sass and I used to camp out in this area all the time. Not only that, Sass Squash used to own property on a road that I accidentally just passed in this video. There was a bus stop that you may or may not have noticed, and I meant to turn left at that bus stop, but I passed the bus stop, so I have to pull over here. And this is the entrance to the national park. Now, less than a mile outside of the entrance to this national park, where I'm now turning down and making a U-turn, I'm going to make a right down this dirt road. And I kid you not, folks, this dirt road, you wouldn't know it to look at it. You'd just be like, oh, that's a logging road, right? Okay, I'm about to turn right here, and at the end of this road is a bus stop. Now, that should be the first clue. At the end of this road right here, is a bus stop on the highway. Because I would estimate, now Sass, you can correct me on this, but I would estimate between 75 and 100 people live down this road in the woods. And I mean, this road, let me tell you, we're gonna go deep. And you'll see just how rough this road gets. In fact, let me apologize right now. It's gonna get shaky. So, let's see here. Yeah, everybody, Poppy Shaney, everyone wants you to stay safe and get that fire. Now, Sass and I used to come out here to the coast so often that we would actually camp like over Christmas and over New Year's. One time, as Sass mentioned in the chat, we had a brilliant idea to go camping over Christmas, and instead of raining in the rainforest, it was snowing in the rainforest. And so, we made a full 4-hour trek through 8 inches of snow through the mountains just so we could go camping on the coast, because we're smart like that. Yeah, or not. So yeah, exactly, Kenny Casey. Why are you half expecting Fern Man to poke his head out? Absolutely. Fern Man is one of those people that lives down this road. And Curtis, I was hoping to get a shot of Rick Squash, but we did not get any Rick Squash. However, when I mentioned this road to you, I teased this trick, this Holo Holo, my last stream. I did mention that there's usually a lot of nature down this trail, this road, etc. And it turns out, oh no, I feel like I've got something weird going on here. Oh no, is my feed not working? Oh wait, I think it is. My video looks all forked up. I don't know if I like this. But anyway, we did end up running across some nature along this trail. And it's the cutest kind of nature. They made a TV show about the family. And you'll see the nature when it gets there. But yeah, it is a beautiful, beautiful rocky road. And if we're keeping to the left here, but had we gone down that other little road to the right, somebody lives down there. And you'll see. So this obviously is land that is in the rainforest, but Michael Anthony Smith, my video is still showing. I hope everybody else can still see the video. It looks like it's still streaming. So, yikes. If other people lost the video, let me know. And now, so as you can see, here's some people. They live back there. Husband is burning out a stump on the other side of the road. Yeah. And, anyway, as I was saying, this particular, oh, good, Sassy, you see the video? Excellent. So see, now you've got to hang on to your hats and maybe take some Dramamine, folks. We're getting into the rough road. But so what I'm trying to say is this is technically rainforest that we are in. Obviously, we're on the Olympic Peninsula. The whole entire peninsula basically is rainforest. However, this is not national forest land. This is not national park land. This is privately owned land, and it is used exclusively for logging. So we're going through plots of land that have been logged at different times. So the road that we're on right now obviously was relatively recently logged, I would say in the past decade or so. Whereas now we're probably getting onto somebody else's or bordering somebody else's property, and that property probably hasn't been logged in a while. And as we go further back, we're going to hit other plots of land that clearly have not been logged in a very long time. Once again, we've got another little driveway. People live back there. And we're going through, and I'm pretty sure we're going to hit the nature here in the next bend or two. And yeah, Sass and I and Sass's husband and a bunch of other folks, we used to take this trek down this road multiple times a year for camping purposes. And let's see here. Oh, there we go. Do you see that little chicken? Little chicken. Oh, there's another one. Only they're not chickens. They're not chickens. They're partridges. These are actual real life partridges. And some of them are in a tree. We'll pretend it's a pear tree. But yeah, the partridges were hanging out in the middle of the road. And I wasn't sure if they were grouse or not, but then I saw the little partridge thing that the Partridge Family had on the side of the bus, you know, the little doop-de-doop on the top of the bird's head. And I realized that that was probably the Partridge Family that we just drove by. Yeah, so what is it? David Cassidy and Danny Bottaducci and Susan Day? Yeah, we just saw all of them. That was the Partridge Family. So as you can see, this road is getting like way darker and way more overgrown. Clearly somebody else's property here. And yeah, so we are definitely going down a rocky road. Like I said, if you need Dramamine, I'm not going to hold that against you. Oh, Chocolat, good to see you. Giggling is sinister. Well, all right then, just color me sinister. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll know that I am Mad Statter NSO, which is nefarious, sinister, and ominous. So I guess you're right. All of my giggles are a little bit sinistering. Yes, that's right, Kenny Casey, and a partridge on a dirt road. Yeah, and so these little roads, like I said, man, they keep going back, and more people live back here. In fact, you'll see more people living back here momentarily. So yeah, this road is super rough, but I do believe people traverse it every single day. And like I said, there is a bus stop at the end of this road on the freeway. So yeah. Is Dramamine what nervous thespians take for first night jitters? No, that would be drama mime. See what I did there? That's so funny. I crack myself up. Now, I can say that there was that getting lost in these woods is a bit of a concern sometimes. I believe actually Sass even got lost in these woods once and ended up letting somebody's donkey go free because there was a donkey. Yeah, like I said, people live in these woods, right? I mean, they actually live in these woods, and there's donkeys and there's blueberry patches and stuff. Yeah. So as you can see, this particular set of land that we're on has not been logged in a while. And I think we're going to be getting close to where I'm turning around. Because where I ended up, I'm actually not sure I was supposed to be where I ended up. In fact, I might have gotten lost. I might have not. I know I didn't go all the way to the property that we used to stay at, that Sass used to own, because I wasn't sure if I was in the right spot, and B, I wasn't, it became pretty clear that someone was like living where I was, and I was like, okay, so here's where I turn around. So I could have kept going forward, and I think if I kept going forward, I would have ended up on the property that we used to camp at. But this person here there was somebody who very clearly, like, they had a parking lot set up for their people and whatever, and I suddenly felt like I was really trespassing, like really, really trespassing. So I decided, maybe I should not be trespassing this deep into the woods, and maybe I should just turn around. So that's exactly what I did. And yeah. So that's basically the Fancy Pants rainforest after it's been cut down and then regrown and then cut down and then regrown and then cut down again and again and again. So yeah, that's that. So that was that little Holo Holo video. And where, I don't know if they're wild blueberries. I mean, they're wild blueberries in the sense that, like, they're not very easy to get to, and they're grown in the wild. But I think that Sass would actually be a better person to answer that question. But I think they were actually cultivated and planted as someone who owned the plot of land specifically planted those blueberries with the intention of starting a blueberry farm. But that didn't happen, or maybe it did happen and then it stopped happening. I'm not really sure. But yeah, that I don't think they're wild blueberries. I don't even know if we've got wild blueberries in the Pacific Northwest, in regards to, as a native species. In fact, I'm 99% sure we don't. I do believe that one of the only, no, I'm about to lie, I think. I know the Oregon grape is a native species, and I know that we've got trailing blackberries as native species, but I don't think we've got very many other berries in the Pacific Northwest that are native species. So, yeah, and where, no, they're not indigenous. I think, like, the wild blueberries, like, I think they're, let me try this one more time. I think Maine is the area that has wild blueberries native to that ecosystem. All right, there we go. So, yes, okay, Sasquatch confirms they are domesticated blueberries, but native huckleberry bushes are all around. That is true. And they were the purple huckleberries, not the red huckleberries. The red huckleberries are where I grew up, in Bremerton. I didn't even know that they had purple huckleberries in the world, but apparently they do. But yes, they do have purple huckleberries, and those are found lots of places, but the red ones are found where I was growing up, which was in Bremerton. Yeah, and Maine is chock full of blueberries. Yeah, I feel as though blueberries and lobster are the two things that I think of when I think of Maine. Both very delicious. But, I don't know. Have you ever heard of, like, a lobster dish with blueberries? Like, blueberries and lobster don't seem like they would go together, but at the same time, are you following my little train of thought? My crazy train of thought, basically? Because I'm mad. Right, exactly. No, I haven't heard of blueberries and lobsters together, but you would think, right? I mean, Maine lobster, Maine blueberries. Why hasn't this happened yet? Yeah, blueberries are good. Honestly though, the wild blueberries, I think, they have more of a pop of flavor, whereas the bigger blueberries, the domesticated ones, they aren't quite as tasty, in my opinion. But my sister, like, when you make a blueberry pie, and you don't use the wild blueberries, you use just, regular blueberries. My sister adds a bunch of lemon to the blueberry pie. And holy crumb, dude, you don't taste the lemon, but it makes the blueberry flavor so much more intense. So that's the key to the good blueberry pie. You need to add lemon. My sister makes a great one. Lobster and blueberry jam. I don't know if I'd try that, but I do think that a blueberry sauce with some sort of lobster, I just feel like a blueberry jam sauce and in a lobster dish might actually work. And Devin, you used to be a caterer, so yeah, get on that. Make up a magical recipe. How about that? So let's see here. And where there's one variety of jumbo blueberries that has great flavor for snacking, but those wouldn't be best for pie or jam. Interesting. I would think if they would be good for snacking, that they would be good for pie or jam. Yeah, Devin, like a compote. Exactly. Yeah, like a blueberry compote. Exactly. Curtis, I love blueberry pie too, but you know what? Sometimes blueberry pie is really gross. Like when you go to a crummy restaurant or get a cheap one and it's like all filled with cornstarch and like it's too sweet. It almost tastes like Concord grape jam. I don't like blueberry pies when they're like that. I like them when they're popping with the blueberry flavor, like my sister makes. And my sister, God, she makes such good Well, the reason why her blueberry pies are so good is two reasons. First off, her crust is impeccable. I mean, it's just flaky. I cannot make a pie crust to save my life. My sister has the touch. But then, regardless of the pie crust, there's the filling, and the filling, so good. Yeah. Let's see here. So, and well, the smaller berries are sweet and more concentrated. Right, yeah, that's, okay, I see what you're saying. And yeah, that's why I like the smaller blueberries, is because they are a more concentrated flavor. Let's see here. Devin says that I've got it, but but you're elbow deep in barbecue right now, but you'll work on it. Well, you know what, lobster's kind of expensive, so maybe just work on it in your dreams. Now that I think about it, my request might have been a little bit hoity-toity for anyone's book, pocketbook, but barbecue now. Don't stop the barbecue. So, see, Honda, does it stain? What, my sister's blueberry pie? Well, of course it does if you drop it, but if you put it in your mouth, it's just fine. And where good pie crust equals lard. Yeah, good pie crust does. Lard is important to a good pie crust, for sure. But really, though, the key to a good pie crust, it doesn't matter butter or lard, is not overworking the dough. And that's what I do. I always overwork the dough. The butter melts. My hands are too hot. I'm not really sure what the problem is, but those flaky layers just don't end up happening. Whereas my sister, who I guess is just like ice cold or something, makes the perfect dough, and it's super flaky. I don't know whether or not she uses lard or butter in her pie, to tell you the truth. I do know that my mom used to use lard in her pie crust, and I absolutely know that lard makes great pie crust. Well, now, Devin, have I ever had a blueberry cheese pie? No, but I have had a blueberry cheese cake. So, like, what kind of cheese are you talking about? Yeah. Yeah, Michael Anthony Smith, no, you cannot. Well, I mean, you could, but then you wouldn't be a vegetarian. So you are right. You cannot eat lard. So butter or Crisco would be for you, I guess, because nobody better make a pie crust with margarine. That's all I have to say. That's all I gotta say. Yeah, after you eat the pie, then you can stick out the blue tongue and make the niece and nephew giggle. I bet you can. Or I can't, because I don't have any nieces and nephews, but I'll bet you can. Sasquatch, the key to great pie crust is ice water. Yeah, it's one of the keys, because you've got to keep the fat super cold, and you don't want the flour to absorb the warm water. Does something to the flour as well, but it doesn't matter. All of the tricks in the world, ice water, lard, whatever, every trick you're going to give me, I have tried it, and my crust still ends up tough as nails and just disgusting. Whereas my sister actually makes a really, really good pie crust. And like I said, I don't know how she does it. And even if I did know how she did it, I probably wouldn't be able to do it either. So whatever. Kenny Casey, lobster, blueberries, pie. Thanks, people. Now you gotta go, Kay, while you go looking for some grinds. Yeah, well, I don't know what to tell you, Kenny. You know, scatter, the chatter scatters here at Statter's house. Well, right, yeah, no, exactly, yeah. It's also keeping the dough chilled the right amount so the fats or whatever of whatever kind don't totally go soft. Yeah, and overworking that creates, yeah, there's a lot of ways dough can go wrong. And I know this because pretty much every single way dough can go wrong is what I end up doing to the dough. Yeah, exactly. I think everything needs to be cold, including the bowl. Yeah, I've done that too, Vicky. I think my problem is I don't know how to, I can't roll anything out on a rolling pin to save my flippin' life. And so when you end up, if you can't roll, it doesn't matter how perfect you make the crust. If you screw up the rolling out part, you've lost the battle, because then you're going to have to rework it. You're going to have to refold, and suddenly you've screwed the whole thing up. So really, I think probably a lot of my dough problems stem from the fact that I can't roll things out to save my flippin' life. It's ridiculous. Yeah. So, let's see here. So Devin, okay, so cheese pie. I've heard of cheese pie, I've just never had it. So cheese pie is kind of like a cheesecake in a pie crust with blueberry topping. I don't know exactly how to make it, but it ends up being a super thick cheese layer with the blueberries. Well, what you've said sounds good. So let's do that. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, exactly, Vicky. There's a certain touch to it. Your aunt makes good crust, but your cousin's not quite as good. And chances are your cousins probably are using the exact same recipe. They were probably taught by your aunt. All of her secret tricks, she's probably tried to pass along to them because she doesn't want her family name to be besmirched by poorly made crusts when she has developed such a reputation for good crusts. But your cousins still suck at it. Right, that's how it is with me and my sister. My sister has the touch. Me, maybe not so much. Yeah, and you're totally right. The Crisco, yeah, like I was saying, if you can't use lard, Crisco vegetable product absolutely can make a good one. Just don't use margarine. Margarine is not acceptable. And yes, you're totally right, Curtis. Overworking the dough is what screws everything up, because then it develops the gluten, and the last thing you want in a pie crust is developed gluten, because developed gluten creates chewiness, and the chewiness is what causes the toughness in a dough. You know, you want them to be crisp and flaky. You don't want a chewy, floury mess, which is what let me rephrase that. If you want a chewy, floury mess, well, I've got you covered, boo. Come to my house. I'll make a pie for you. But who wants that? Yeah, who wants that? So, and where your mom just thinks it's a lifetime of baking that gets that spectacular crust. Well, there's an element of truth to that too, but no. My sister is younger than me, and right out the gate, she was able to do crust. So, I mean, she might have in a past life been a baker, and now she's just has the knowledge of the lifetime of baking. But, no, it doesn't. You can have the touch and not have a lifetime of experience. And I'd be willing to bet that you can have a lifetime of experience and still never get the touch. Your mom, she just sounds like she knows how to make a pie, and she's trying to make excuses. Not trying to brag, even though she probably should brag. She's trying not to brag, but she needs to brag. So, let's see here. All right. Yeah, see, baking is an art. I mean, it's a science, but it is also, without a doubt, it is an art. And Devin, okay, so Devin just had an idea. I'm making a friend a lemon icebox pie next week. What if you put blueberries in there? Oh my God. Dude, I don't even know what a lemon icebox pie is. I mean, I've heard of them, but I don't know. But lemons and blueberries are quite possibly one of the best flavor combinations in the world. I make this really good lemon cake with blueberries in it. I think you should definitely do the blueberry in the lemon icebox cake. The only thing I want to suggest is blueberries sometimes can get really wet. So take that into consideration when adding them to the recipe. But you're a cooker, you're a baker, you know how to account for things and adjust for stuffuses. So I'm not telling you anything you don't know. Just remember, blueberries sometimes can be a little damp and they can add a little bit of moisture. So, you know, do with that knowledge as you will. But I definitely think the blueberries in the lemon icebox pie, I sign me up. Sign me up. Kenny Casey, is it wrong that you're about to throw a big bratty hissy fit because there's no pie in this house? Kenny, I can appreciate it. I can appreciate that. But hey, check this out, Kenny. This might make you feel better. Sure, there's no pie in the house, but would you want a pie if you had to spend $56 for it? Now, why would I ask that question? That's a stupid question. Who would pay $56 for a pie? Well, you see, on my trip this last couple days ago, I saw the menu for the bakery, or the restaurant and bakery at the Westport Winery. Now, Westport Winery apparently is hoity of the toitiness, the toitinest of the hoitiness. They are, oh my goodness, because if you want to buy an entire pie, chocolate cream pie, coconut cream pie, raspberry cream pie, these are your choices. They're cream pies, raspberry, chocolate, or coconut. If you want to buy an entire pie from their bakery, it'll cost you $56. By the way, you only get one pie, but it's $56 for one pie. One pie, $56. And here's the deal. When you buy that entire pie for $56, you're actually paying less than you would if you had bought it individually by slice, because the pie slices individually are $8. And since the pies have 8 slices, that's a $64 pie. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? All I know is that chantilly cream on those cream pies better be made with real chantillies. I'm going to pay $56 for it. I mean, what the flying fork, dude? What the flying fork? Unbelievable. $56. Huh. Yeah, Kenny, right, exactly. Lemon icebox pie with blueberries does sound pretty righteous and good. Devin, yeah, for sure. Take the pics, post them, send them to me, whatever. If you send them to me, madstatter@gmail.com, I'll post them so everybody in the statter box can see the beautifulness of the lemon icebox pie with the blueberries, with the blueberry freckles. It'll be a lemon pie with freckles is what it is. Yeah, exactly, dude. $56 pie, forget that. See, so don't have your wild hissy fit because you don't want to spend $56. Just here's what you're going to do, Kenny. You're going to feel better about yourself that there's no pie in the house because I didn't spend $56. I saved $56. That's why there's no pie in the house. See, there you go. You just got to spin it right. Just got to spin it. And where after Tampopo you craved ramen and now you want to get baking again. Yeah, well, after Tampopo, I made myself a bowl of ramen. Yeah, and baking does sound good if I could just make a good pie crust, but no. Yeah, Vicky, you saw the picture of that menu. Yeah, because when I say a $56 pie, I don't have it on my stream because I didn't think we were going to be talking about pie. I don't know why I wasn't prepared, but I did. I actually took a picture of the menu to prove that I wasn't just making up numbers, and I posted it on my Facebook. And Vicky saw the post. She can vouch for me. $56 pie. Yes, the pie is handmade. That pie better be handmade. Better be made by the tiniest, most delicate of hands for flipping $56. Exactly, Michael Anthony Smith. That pie better change my life. Better change my flipping tires too while it's at it. Jeez Louise, man. Good Lord. Oh, okay, so Devin, you're gonna hook us up with the recipe. Lemon icebox pie is cream cheese, sweetened condensed milk, lemon juice, lime zest, and a blueberry pie filling swirled in all in a pretty pattern. Oh, there you go. That sounds good. Oh, and if you're using the blueberry pie filling, then you won't necessarily have to worry so much about the excess moisture. Oh, see, someone's thinking. There you go. There you go. Yeah, Curtis, exactly. It's quite a profit margin because when you think about it, I mean, seriously, what is in a pie? A pie has flour, water, salt, butter in the crust. And then you've got cocoa, you've got some milk, you've got some heavy cream, you've got some sugar, probably more salt. You cannot have more than $5 to $8 worth of ingredients in one of these pies. And I'm actually using costs, like commercial costs, not, private civilian everyday grocery store costs to formulate this, not like commercial kitchen buying in bulk money saving costs. Let's just say, $8 a pie. And then of course and that's ingredients. And then of course you probably got, the labor for it, but still $56. I'm thinking that is quite the profit margin. Just like you said, Curtis. Right, Kenny. And that's also, $56 pie better be big enough to end world hunger. Right. They don't say how big the pie is, but I can only assume it's just a regular, pie. Wait, where am I? There we go. Just, regular, 9, between 8 and 10 inches. It better be a 10-inch pie. But for $56, I would rather it be as big as a pizza pie, flip an 18-inch pie, for goodness sake, for $56. So let's see here. And in the picture, actually, I did have the cakes that they were selling were $60 a pop as well. And as Devin says, that cake better take out the trash, raise my kids, and do all my chores. You better believe it. And Vicky, there you go. You thought it was a lot to spend $30 for a chocolate haupia pie, but I did it because it's not common in Arizona. Yeah, see, and $30 is a lot for a pie. However, if it's a really good pie and it's, of size, especially if it's something like a haupia pie, which you don't see very often, I will blink twice at $30, but I will accept it. But $56? No, that I don't blink. That is just a woo. What on earth is going on? No. Yeah. So let's see here. Okay, so medium 7-up. Mad Satter, cool if I ask for a manual raid at 6 p.m. Gonna do an hour of music with Andy Bumatai video drops. Oh, sure. No. Oh, perfect. Yeah, we can do a manual raid at 6 p.m. But you need to tell me, are you on Twitch or on YouTube? I'll do either. But I'm assuming you're going to be on YouTube. So everybody mark your calendars. We've got Medium 7-Up here, and we're going to do a manual raid for his YouTube channel. But hey, Medium 7-Up, your YouTube channel, isn't it not, you got a different username. It's not, you're not Medium 7-Up on YouTube. You're like not quite somebody. I can't remember. Could you type in what your username is in the chat? I guess is what I'm trying to ask. I really could have asked that a lot more straightforwardly. I don't even know if that's a phrase. Yeah. Anyway. There we go. You're going to be on everything. Facebook, YouTube, not quite Castles. I don't know how to say that, but okay, cool. I'm going to, and you're going to be on everything. I'm probably just going to raid you on YouTube because I'm already on YouTube, I think. And I'm trying to write down your name, but I'm having trouble with my pencil. Cool. Awesome. At 6, we'll do that. Or actually, I might be lying. It might be like 6:05 or 6:08 or something like that because sometimes I babble for a little bit longer. But we'll get there. We'll get to your channel for shizzles. Hey, Belly Bear. Awesome. Good to see you. You're Filipino-Irish fashion late. That's so funny. No problem. As long as you can show face, I'm super stoked to see you. We're sitting here talking about pie as what we're talking about, actually. I had every intention of talking about the rainforest, and we're talking about pie. So that's how the chatter scatters here at Statters. All right. And Medium 7-Up. Pencils are hard. I see what you did there. And yeah, they are. Michael Anthony Smith, can you raid on YouTube? Yes and no. Or actually, I suppose no, but kind of. What we're going to do basically is just manually, everybody's going to go over there. So if you want to go, we're going to go, and you're going to go, and you're going to type it in on your own. There's not like Twitch where you can say /raid so-and-so, and then everybody just automatically goes there. No. This is a manual raid. So we're going to just all come in individually on our own accord, and we're then going to say, we're raiding! Woohoo! And it'll be a pretend raid. It's a manual raid is what it is. So yeah, let's see here. Michael Anthony Smith, you're thinking of starting a stream, but you have no equipment. Well, first off, you do have equipment, because I'm guessing you have a cell phone, and cell phones do have cameras. And a cell phone with a camera using a third-party app can get you, because you can... On Twitch, it doesn't matter, but on YouTube, I'm just talking YouTube right now. You can get a application in an app store that'll turn your cell phone into a webcam that your computer will recognize as a webcam, and whichever software you might use may or may not allow for the microphone on your cell phone to be used with the webcam. But if it doesn't, all you need to do is just get a cheap pair of headphones, with a little microphone, and now suddenly you've got a microphone and you're good to go. So I totally encourage you to start a stream. And yeah, I think that everyone who thinks about wanting to start a stream should start a stream. Michael Anthony Smith, have you seen, I've got a video on YouTube that is not a live stream. Oh no, it's under my live streams. But anyway, it's a 20-minute long video, and I can't even remember what the video is called, but it's one of the shortest videos I've got posted, and it's basically on why I think everybody should start streaming. If you don't know how to do it and you don't know what you're doing, now is the time to start. And so if you haven't watched that video, Michael Anthony Smith, I want you to watch that video. Actually, I want everyone to watch that video if they're thinking of streaming, but since Michael Anthony Smith admitted it out loud, I'm using him as an example. Hey Chris, good to see you. Let's see here, you're over in Jackson, Georgia, always looking for Hawaiian food out there. So any luck? I can't even imagine. I mean, you might find a can of Spam, I suppose, in Georgia, but any luck in Georgia finding Hawaiian food? Okay, so you did see that stream. Yeah, so I mean, you saw, the lighting that I was using and the diffuser, which was a grocery bag. I mean, come on, man. If I can do that, you can do that. Anybody can do that. For sure. For sure. I think, yeah, in fact, if that video that I put out inspires even, one person to take to the stream waves, I will give my a pat on the back, because why not, throw it to the wall, see if it sticks. Why not? And where is that the song we're listening to right now? Why, yes, it is. That is What She Does by Lono. Find it on Maui Stylin'. I have to say, it's very hard for me to pick which is my favorite Lono album. But I really do think Maui Stylin' might be my favorite Lono album, just for the sequence of songs is so perfect. Like it's to me, it is the epitome of how an album should be created, with the vibe, the ups and the downs, the vibe, and then the pullback. The slow songs, the fast songs, the mix of it all is, I think that album was put together exquisitely. Yes, that is my opinion on that album. Like I said, though, very hard for me to choose which is my favorite Lono album, but that particular one, I actually might have reasons. Like, that one is... Anyway, I'm repeating myself. So, speaking of Lono, this weekend, Lono has, on the 18th, this Saturday, Lono has a concert that he's going to be taking part in, and it is Tunes in the Dunes. It is a virtual concert with, I believe, around 15 or so ukulele players who will be playing 2 or 3 songs each, etc. And so if you want to catch as close as we've got to a Lono live performance these days, this Saturday, Tunes in the Dunes. If you Google Tunes in the Dunes, last time I tried to put a link in, it didn't work, so I'm not going to this time. But if you Google Tunes in the Dunes, it will take you right to the website. You can buy yourself a ticket and watch Lono perform this Saturday, along with a bunch of other ukulele performers. So, let's see here. So, Chris says over there in Georgia, it's hit and miss. Local grind's not too bad. Yeah, well, actually, Georgia has their own food culture that it's just like, well, if you can't beat them, join them. When in Rome, eat like the Romans do, right? So yeah, I guess if you can't find Hawaiian food, then might as well go with their local kind. Kenny Casey, you're blessed that there are 2 Hawaiian restaurants within 15 minutes of your house here in the uncharted backwaters of Central Texas. Yeah, you are pretty lucky. 2 of them in 15 minutes. That's not so bad. What is your favorite? What's your favorite thing to eat when you go to the Hawaiian restaurants that are near your house? Let's see here. So, okay, Curtis, right. Yep, now the music is small kind too low for your old ears. Let's see what song this is. This is one of my favorite songs. Here, hold on. I'm going to turn this one up because this is one of my favorite songs by Lono. Mostly because it's got a lot of slide guitar and I love slide guitar. So there we go. So Curtis Nix, I turned the music up just a little bit. I don't know whether or not I turned it up the right way. I think I did. So hopefully you can hear it a little bit better. And Michael Anthony Smith, you are making a second album and it looks like one of your favorite drummers may be contributing to it. That is super sweet, dude. Now I'm assuming this is a local drummer that you know, or have you worked with this drummer before in a previous band, or like how did you stumble upon this fortune of finding this wonderful drummer? I mean, and where? Okay, so I'm going to assume what you really mean. So, and where you're torn between Old Style 1 through Old Style 11. Now, I don't know if you really mean Old Style 1 and Old Style 2, or if you mean Old Style 1 through 11. 10 and 11 haven't even been made yet, so obviously you've got future Lono favorites in your mind already. Yeah, the Old Style, I cannot pick a favorite. I have to, when I say my favorite Lono album, I actually have 2 categories of that. Like there's the old style selections, and then there's the island style stuff. So when I say it's my favorite Lono album, when I say that, I mean like all of the old styles are excluded from that list because that's a whole other set of albums that are different than my brain does weird things, but I have a demarcation between old style and the stuff before old style. And so Maui Silent is my favorite off of the before old styles. And when it comes to choosing the old style, I really cannot pick which is my favorite. I mean, 4 and 5 are really up there for me, but every time I say that, then I'm like, oh, but 7, forgot about 7. And so it just, I can't. Yeah. I just can't. So, oh, Michael Anthony Smith. Okay. So wait, oh, okay. So we've got a couple things that Michael Anthony Smith said that's kind of funny. First off, Michael Anthony Smith says there's a restaurant that claims Hawaiian food in Harrisburg. it's not Hawaiian, but it's vegetarian. Okay, first off, when I think of Hawaiian food, the last thing I think of is vegetarian. So that makes me laugh. And I would agree, probably not Hawaiian if it's vegetarian. I mean, I know that Hawaiian food does have vegetarian stuff. I mean, mac salad doesn't have meat in it, but still, I think you guys know what I mean when I don't think of vegetarian food when I think of Hawaiian food. And then this is the more important thing though, Michael Anthony Smith. So he's a national drummer. You just happen to know him. Awesome. I would ask who he was. I would ask who he plays for, but I'm not going to because then that might jinx things. So once everything actually happens and it like really goes down, eventually I will want to know who this person is. But until that time, probably keep it under, that way we don't jinx anything. No need for jinxing. So let's see here. Belly Bear, you need more Lono music. I bought one of his black t-shirts and gave it to your son. He really liked it, and now he listens to Lono also. Awesome. Yeah, I have to say, I can't think of one person that I played a Lono tune to that they're just like, oh, gross, turn that music off. I don't like that. Everybody who I play the music to is just like, oh, that's really nice. I like that music a lot. Yeah, I'm not surprised at all that your son is just like, yeah, let me have the shirt. Let me have the CD. Let's see here. So Kenny Casey, your favorite Hawaiian grinds? Two-way Thai, loco moco, and chicken katsu with the tonkatsu sauce. Yeah, those are both good. However, loco moco for me, super good. And when done right, it's super ideal. But sometimes like the gravy can really ruin it. So it sounds like wherever you go has a good gravy. But I don't like the gravy that's like thick and gelatinous and like too cornstarchy. I kind of prefer it to be a little like liquidier, but I also don't like it when it's like full of floury no flavor. I like it to be full of flavor. It's weird how that works. So cool. It sounds like they've got a good loco moco and chicken katsu. Really, I mean, that's a classic. You can't go wrong with that. I mean, and yeah, you have to have the tonkatsu sauce. Duh. So, cool. Right. Exactly. Michael Anthony Smith. We're on the same page. Keep the secret until you can reveal the secret. And when you can reveal the secret, let us know. So yeah, medium 7-Up. Right. Exactly. As a vegetarian who went to Hawaii, who fell off the vegetarian boat so you could eat the Hawaiian food. Yeah, Hawaiian food, not so vegetarian. I know. There's some vegetarian stuff. I know. There's rice. There's mac salad. There's poi. So, Michael Anthony Smith, but so you've never had loco moco, but you know what loco moco is, right? It's the hamburger steak, and then it's the egg with the yolk over rice, and then the gravy. I think that's basically the classic loco moco. So, yeah, good. The places that you go, Kenny, most often do the gravy just right. There you go. So, and where this song is Keep Molokai Molokai, and one that I always tear up listening to on Lono's Old Style 4 album. Yep, Lono's Old Style 4, one of my favorites, like I said. And, yeah, I have to say, listening to the song Keep Molokai Molokai definitely makes me think like, I don't really want to go to Molokai unless I'm invited, because I don't want to piss off the locals. I'll tell you that. Belly Bear, oh no, you guys are making me hungry again. Yeah, I know, really. Who would have thought that a fat girl like me would have a stream that talks about food almost every single stream? Let's see, we had soup not too long ago. Then of course we had, earlier pies, and yeah, now we're talking about the ono grinds of the loco moco and the chicken katsu. Yeah. So, let's see here. Sass, yeah, you found just enough vegetarian food in Hawaii to survive. Tropical fruit and cocktails. Basically, yeah, that's exactly it. Otherwise, it's meat flippin' central. Chicken cutlet, 2 scoop rice, and mac salad. That sounds good. Let's eat that. Yeah. Absolutely. Right, Michael Anthony Smith, you can eat rice at home. That's true. That's true. That's true. And you know what? Actually, I can make rice better than some places. I'd rather eat my rice at home sometimes. And your mom's favorite Lono song is Heaven at 131. Yeah, it's a really good song. And I feel like if you're a ukulele player and you want to feel bad about your skills, you should listen to Heaven at 131 because... yeah, that is the most rippin' fucking ukulele. That is the most rippin' ukulele song I've ever heard, and it so much so made me break one of my own rules. Sorry about that slip, guys. That is not something that I normally do. Much apologies. Not appropriate, and I really am sorry about that. Did not mean for that one to slip out. I was just very enthusiastic, overly so. Yeah, sorry about that. So let's see here. Medium 7 up. Yep, people asking what I did in Molokai. Stayed at the hotel unless I was chaperoned by Lono. Says the Howley boy. Exactly. I no go nowhere on Molokai unless I got a local with me. That is exactly right, my friend. Yep. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, exactly, Devin. We'll always talk about food if I have anything to do with it, pretty much. And where some vegetarians eat fish, yes, although generally speaking, those people refer to themselves as pescatarians. However, according to the dictionary, you can still eat fish and still call yourself a vegetarian, but every vegetarian in my life does not eat fish. And if they do eat fish, they refer to themselves as a pescatarian, not a vegetarian. So I cannot speak for Michael Anthony Smith. I can speak for Sass, and let me tell you right now, Sass does not eat fish. No. Right, Sass is chocolate-covered macadamia nuts for protein. Exactly. Yeah, medium 7 up. I know, probably not a lot of kids watching, I know, but on the off chance, say, there's a grown-up watching who has a kid walking through the room, I do try to not talk like a sailor the way I normally talk in real life. If you ever met me, you would know that, well, you would know. But when I'm streaming, I really do make an effort, despite what you just heard. I do make an effort not to let my, shall we say, my trucker dialect come streaming out of my mouth. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah. Lono needs to put that in her review. Yeah, I'd really rather somebody didn't take a clip of that and use that as a review. I mean, if you want to take a clip of that, then whatever. I said it, and anybody who knows me in real life knows that I say that word freely. But as far as my online reputation goes, I'd like to pretend that I don't always do that. And where your mom's first comment was, when are you going to learn that song? Mom, not even. I barely know a couple chords. That's funny. And yeah, when are you going to learn that song? I don't know, man. Maybe like after I played the ukulele for like 45 years. So I'll hook you up, Mom, when I'm like 76 or something. Jeez Louise, that's hysterical. So let's see here. So Puli'o'o from Old Style 4 is permanently stuck in your head and will get a mention, as will Lono himself, in your second book. Yeah, that song is an earworm, even though it's not necessarily in English. It's funny how even if you don't understand or don't speak the language, you can still get those earworms, as it were, and you can find yourself like you can say the words, in your head. When I try to say them out loud, they don't always work, but I know them in my head. Yeah. So, medium 7 up, you were a fish-eating vegetarian, and you called yourself a vegetarian, which is still allowed, apparently. So I have to correct myself. I guess I do know somebody who's a vegetarian that eats fish. But as a general rule, most of the vegetarians that I know don't eat fish. Chris, you carry a case of Spam at all times in your truck. Well, why not? Really? I mean, it keeps and it's good. You know, I in the back of my Subaru, I have I don't have any Spam, not a bad idea, but I actually carry a box of chicken and a biscuit crackers in case I ever get stranded and lost. I figure, first off, the crackers were like on sale for like super cheap, so I was like, okay, I'll just buy them and put them in the back of my car. But I bought them for two reasons. One, if I ever get stranded and need something to eat, those are some greasy, filling crackers. But also, the crackers are so greasy that they'll work as a fire starter. And so if I ever need to start a fire, using the dust from those crackers will be infinitely helpful. Pro tip, by the way, you can start a fire with almost anything from Frito-Lay. You know, the Doritos crumbs or the the potato chip crumbs. Any kind of not fast food, but anything that's cooked in grease, basically. You know, you can use it as a fire starter. So, I hope you never have to use that information in your real life, but sometimes you find yourself in circumstances where you are stranded on the side of a river after you've been dumped in a boat, in 25-degree weather in the middle of January, and you need to start a fire for the Forest Service to find you because it's getting dark. And unless you have a fire, they won't see you on the riverside. And besides that, it's getting dark and really cold, and you might freeze to death because you were just in that river because your boat turned over and you need to warm up and dry off. I'm sure no one has ever been in a situation like that before, though. I would be really willing to bet that not one person ever has been in a situation like that. It's weird how I could think of such a distinct situation that no one has ever been in. Oh wait, I think someone has been in that situation before. Sass and I once got dumped in a boat or dumped out of our boat in a river in January where it was like 25 degrees. And, you know, we needed to start a fire so the Forest Service could come rescue us. And, well, yeah. Don't do that. By the way, guys, don't do that. But if you're going to do that, bring something to start a fire with. Pro tip, just so you know. Yeah, just so you know. Hey, Darlene, good to see you showing up. I don't know if you've been here for quite some time, but I'm just seeing you now here we go. Yep. Just got here late. Rick was gone getting his car with new tires mounted. Fantastic. Always good. Let's see here. I have, I need to rewind the chat because I missed a whole bunch of things when I was telling you about how to start a fire and why you might want to start a fire. And okay, good. I'm glad that my colorful language when describing Heaven at 131 was deemed perhaps somewhat acceptable. But yeah, Vicky Asato, you need to be like the show The Good Place and use alternate words like fork and shirt. Vicky, I use the word fork all the flippin' time, and I normally would happily use that substitute. However, apparently I got a little too enthusiastic, and the real me came blurting out. And yeah, Kenny Casey, most Hawaiian food is not good for type 2 diabetics like you. Knowing that doesn't stop you from falling off the wagon, though. It's just too ono. Well, anything, I mean, it's not even Hawaiian food. It's, a lot of Asian cuisine, or even Italian cuisine. I mean, anything that's so carb heavy, white rice or white pasta, that's just a nightmare for a type 2 diabetic, right? I mean, it's just, yeah, you can't do that. So let's see here. Okay, so, wow. All right. Wow, this took a turn. Michael Anthony Smith had what I thought was a legitimate framework for vegetarian rules to live by, which is I don't eat anything that poops. Which I was gonna say, okay, yeah, I think that sounds like a lot like what Sass is like. He doesn't, if it has to die, I don't want to eat it. So okay, don't eat anything that poops. Good rule of thumb. Medium 7-Up comes in. Well, owls don't poop. Really? I had no idea. I mean, I did know that they threw up the moment, but I had no idea that they didn't poop. So I guess, yeah. Everybody, let's go try some owl. I'm sure it's tasty. Maybe not. Maybe not. Yes, Ann Ware, Centipede is a cute and lovely song on Lono's Old Style 8 album. That is true. In fact, I've turned many friends on to Lono's music with that song because any of my friends that live in Hawaii who have dealt with the centipede, they always freak out, and so I send them that song to like soothe them, and then suddenly they're like Lono fans and they subscribe to his YouTube channel. Centipede, it's a great song, totally. So all right, you're gonna go on Moi Moi, Chris. Yeah, you're on the East Coast, so head back. Yeah, go to sleep. Have a good day at work tomorrow, and hopefully I'll see you on my next stream. Thank you so much for swinging in. Hey, actually, Chris, I don't know if you know this, but Andy's going to be off line for the next couple weeks. So if you want to get the Hamajang, hang out with the Hamajang gang, we've got some people who are going to be doing some Twitch shows in the morning, but Saturday night on Twitch, I'm going to be doing a movie night, and then Thursdays and Sundays, as you probably know, I'm here also on YouTube. So come hang out with the Hamajang gang and the Scatterbox while Andy's offline, and we can all still keep in touch. So there you go. So Kenny Casey, you're pretty sure the party-sized bag of Frito scoops would make a big enough fire to refine gold. You just got to rub the 2 scoops together and let the sparks fall into the open bag. You're right. No, but that's exactly it. There's so much grease. You're picking up what I'm laying down, my friend. There is so much grease that, seriously, if you sprinkle around the crumbs, you light the crumbs on fire, and then you put the tinder on, then the tinder catches on fire, and then the tinder catches the kindling, and you know how to make a fire. But yeah, it helps. There's a lot of grease in that stuff, man, and it burns for a while, like for real. So let's see here. Belly Bear, when I was younger, I tipped over the rowboat with all other people, dried my clothes halfway, and went to work. Not comfortable at all. Oh, that sounds like a nightmare. Oh, God. There's a lot of things worse than wet clothes. I was about to say there's nothing worse than having to wear wet clothes. There's a lot of things worse than that. But you know what? I'm still going to say it. There's nothing worse than wearing wet clothes. Ugh. 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 All right, Medium 7-Up, 4 minutes and counting. You're going to go live in just a few. Fantastic. We will be wrapping it up and doing that manual raid for you in just, I don't know. You've got 4 minutes. Give us 8 minutes. We'll get there. We might get there sooner, but, just give us 8 minutes. So, let's see here. Rick S. Well, what the fork? I finally made it back home. Hey, Mad Statter. Yeah, it's so good to see you, Rick. I was missing all of the Hamajang gang the last couple days. I was busy trying to do things and stuff, and didn't realize how much, what a stupid time for me to just skip out on the shows, because it was like the last couple shows until another couple weeks, and I didn't get to see the shows. And frankly, when I was gone, it felt like it was forever that I was gone, and it's kind of silly how I missed you guys so much. So I'm glad that we're able to hang out here. And, and I guess I need to remind folks. So Saturday, we're going to be watching Tank Girl, on Twitch. So 6 p.m. West Coast time, 3 p.m. Hawaii time, 9 p.m. East Coast time. We're going to watch Tank Girl with Lori Petty, 1995 movie. It's going to be on Twitch, not YouTube. We're on YouTube right now. We're going to be on Twitch. And yeah. So come hang out so we can watch that, and we'll have a good time. That's the plan. So you're going to be in Buda, Texas on Monday. So you probably maybe might not be able to hang out on Sunday night, Chris. But if you can, we would be super stoked to see you. And if you can't, well, life gets in the way, and I get it. Oh, yeah. Belly Bear, what is Belly Bear has a great question. What is Medium 7-Up's channel name? The channel name is not, hold on, I wrote it down. Not quite Casals. So NOTQUITECASALS. I will see if I can figure out a way to write that in the chat. Oh, crumb. Maybe I cannot. Wait, maybe I can. Hold on. We're getting there. Since I'm streaming through my streaming software, I can't, for whatever reason, leave comments. So I have to, like, go to my actual YouTube page, which I didn't have open, but I'm doing it now. And hopefully it will... It doesn't look like it's happy, so I don't know whether or not I'm going to be able to do this. Well, that sucks. Okay, so I can't necessarily get into my Facebook, but it looks like Vicky Asato came to the rescue. Thank you so much, Vicky. Vicky has put Medium 7-Up's YouTube streamer name. So we will be in 3 to 4 minutes. We will be doing a manual raid. We're going to be closing up shop here on Chatter with Statter, and we're going to manually raid Medium 7-Up, aka Not Quite Casals. Don't know if I'm pronouncing Casals. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I feel like an idiot, but Not Quite Casals, Not Quite CASALS. That's where we're going to go in 3 to 4 minutes. Let's see here. Oh, Sasquatch, I can live chat on my phone. I probably could, actually. That didn't even occur to me. Oh, actually, no, here I can now. It was just taking a long time. And so, yeah, I just posted that in the chat, but it looks like we've got that in the chat a couple different times, so it's all good. But yeah, I guess I could do that on my phone too. I didn't even think to do that on my phone. Yeah, so Not Quite Casals. Oh, I hit some buttons I shouldn't do. Yeah, Not Quite Casals. I have no idea how to say that, but Miles is I just got notification that Miles is online now, so we will be wrapping this up shortly. And it looks like Kenny is telling Chris that Buda, Texas is an hour and a half south of where Kenny is in. And let's see here. Let's see here. Cool. Oh, okay, so Rick has got the hookup. So, oops, only I is in the last word. Look for Not Quite Casals, and it's okay, well, is it Casal? So Kasal, Casal. Is that how? I know you're trying to tell me how to say it, Rick, but unfortunately I don't know how to read words, I guess. So I'm gonna assume it's Casal. And so Not Quite Casals. Okay. Anyway, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go there. So I think. So, wait, only one S? I don't know what that means. But it looks like everybody, except for me, knows the username. So, copy and paste the username, and then we will see each other at Miles's stream in just a few minutes. So that's going to be the plan. We're going to be saying goodbye here. And next stream, hopefully next stream, I'm going to show you, we're going to revisit the topic that we had last stream about the scary things in the woods. Because I took a Holo Holo video of my college campus. And upon reviewing it, I realized maybe that guy from New York was onto something by being afraid of things in the woods. And we're just going to leave it at that. So, on that note, I hope to see you tomorrow No. Well, I do hope to see you tomorrow somewhere, but I hope to see you on Saturday, Twitch, so we can watch Tank Girl together. And then beyond that, I hope to see you on Sunday for my our Chatter with Statter stream. But in the meantime, I hope that I'm going to see you all at Medium 7 Up stream in the next minute or so, because we're going to go raid. Okay, I need to work on my camera angles, but we're still going to go raid. So, alrighty then. Thank you so much for hanging out on Chatter with Statter. And yeah, let's go check out what Medium 7 Up has going on YouTube. Also, Medium 7 Up is also on Twitch and Facebook and a bunch of other places, but I'm going to be hanging out on YouTube. So there we go. Music is life. Thanks so much for showing face. I'm glad that you enjoyed the show. And now we are all going to, well, actually, apparently we're going to go, Let's Go to the Pono is the song we're going to go to, but that's not true. We're going to go raid Medium 7 Up with our manual raid. And I will see all y'all laters.